Hey everyone, this is Derek, and these are the 12 jobs in the film industry that kept me close to my goals and also got me paid. Part 2. Number 5. On-set editor. In some cases, the film or commercial has a rhythmic approach that can't be viewed until the final is completed. Unfortunately, when millions of dollars are being spent, no one wants to make guesses when they can have a trusty on-set editor cut the film or video project as they shoot. The director or the client can see the product materialize and make changes and revisions on the spot. And with the ease and convenience of on-set editing, they're not damning themselves a few weeks later in the final edit room once the shoot is over. On-set editing, I usually get a rush out of it, and I think that's because I think it has a lot to do with it's a sense of immediacy. When you're on a set and you're cutting and they're shooting this commercial or whatever, or movie or whatever, action scene or whatever the situation is, the on-set editor is needed because the director is trying to figure it out on the day, and he's trying different things, and the client is trying different things. So as they shoot 1 or 2 takes, they hand it to you, then you cut it immediately into the project, and then there's someone coming over to you, usually tapping their hand on your shoulder as you're cutting. They look over and they see on the monitor, like, oh, that really works, or that doesn't work, let's try something else. So they're trying to figure it out right there immediately, and you're like this really helpful tool to them to like figure it out. So there's no mistakes, and not 3, 4 weeks, 10 weeks later, you're like, oh crap, we don't have it. No, we're figuring this out today. Number 4, a writer for pilots, i.e. the ghostwriter. This one is awesome, but can be a little sketchy. The beauty of writing is that anyone can turn on their computer and write. The hard part is getting someone to pay you for it. Top writers get in, while decent writers struggle. Fortunately, there's a way to get past this. Movie stars always seem to get the best writers and best scripts, but the other types of celebrities do not. What other celebrities? The pop stars, reality stars, or supermodels. These people understand they have a shelf life in their fields, so they want to venture off into movies while they're still hot. And this is where you come in. You're the person who will turn on the fan gaze and see them as the amazing stars they should be, so you come up with a bunch of groundbreaking concepts you can see them doing. At first, expect a lot of rejection, but eventually you will hit an idea that they can easily see themselves doing. They will put you to task, and you will have the honor of committing to this grueling work of developing this idea, from a passing thought to a fully formed screenplay. At some point, they will dictate some changes or 2 to your original concept, and ultimately they will replace you with 2 or more writers before having creative differences with those writers, eventually replacing them with themselves as the sole creator of the screenplay. It's sad but true, but you and the other writers will make good money doing this, so no harm, no foul. You get your feet wet, and if you're that good, you'll pop up again on someone else's radar, eventually getting sole credit for the work you create. Whoa. Oh. The ghostwriter gets beat up. He just does. And I've tried it a few times, and I've made money off of it, but it's you have to have an iron will, or really you have to have a shield to protect your inner being, because the people that you work for will beat you up, at least emotionally. They will beat you down, and they will smack you all over the place, and they'll pay you, but they will beat you down. And this goes across the board, whether it's a screenplay, or if it's a song, or whatever you're writing for that person, they will beat you up. But the people who are really good at it, obviously, they've thrown the emotional part out and just been the brain and sat there and did to be continued. Sorry for the interruption. Anyway, they tend to box you up a bit. I just think keep a level head, do the work, do it to the best of your ability. They'll like it. Hopefully it'll keep you on and, won't fire you and replace you or whatever. But just do it to the best of your ability, and your reputation will get out there, and other people would want to work with you. And, you'll eventually make it. Number 3, a actor in commercial, film, or music video. I've never tried to be an actor in my life, but I've acted in a few productions. How, you may ask? I'm usually working on set, editing, or something. But something I'm wearing catches someone's attention, i.e. a cool shirt or a pair of sneakers. This only happens when the commercial, film, or music video is in a crisis of sorts and they need to improvise. Because you stand out in some kind of way while doing your work, a client or director or someone in charge asks if you would like to be filmed in said production. I say yes and instantly get a bumped up pay. Note, this has happened to me a few times, but not often. In no way am I saying that I'm an actor. These are small bit roles. I've been fortunate enough to do a few of them. Very fortunate. In some cases it happens in weird moments. Like in one case, I got this role because I was editing. It was a commercial, and I was in the middle of Romania, and we were shooting for International Space Station. And there's not a lot of black people in Romania. There are, but there's some there. Don't get me wrong, but we didn't get a lot of choice actors there. We got mostly European actors. And it was supposed to be an International Space Station, and they want to show, like the Benetton vibe, like multicultural in space. And they didn't really have any choices. So I was in the corner editing, and the ad people just turned and looked at me and said, "How do you feel about outer space?" And I was like, "Yeah, whatever, it's cool, blah, blah, blah." And then they would laugh to themselves, and they're like, "How would you like to be in outer space?" I was like, yeah. Next minute I was in a commercial, just like that. I had a great time. I made some decent money, and I got to float around in space a bit. That wasn't the only time that's happened to me. Another time's happened. I had a big beard at this time, and we were shooting this a week of spots for Apple, and it was with this artist called Theophilus London. He's like a fashion type of rapper and performer, and he did it was different spots every day, and one of them was a fashion photo shoot, and they had me as the photographer or the photographer assistant, and it was a great spot. It showed how his phone helps him throughout the day and the daily activities. I think it was the iPhone 7, I think it was. But we did these great spots, and then at the last minute, Apple pulled the plug. Because after we completed it, everyone got paid. They decided not to release the spots, even though they were already completed. And what they ended up doing was they went a simpler way and did a complete different way of doing the spots. But I looked really cool in that commercial. I really wish it came out. I'm a little bummed on that one. I've been in a couple of music videos, stuff like that. I was in a Mos Def music video. I ended up cutting that same video. And in the video, there was a scene where the stripper in the video, of all videos, the crew and the director and the DP, they knew that she was gonna take her top off and then jump on me. I didn't know this. And they told her secretly in her ear, "Okay, we want you to do this and da-da-da-da, because we want to get his reaction." So she just jumps on me topless, and I'm freaked out. And I'm like, "Ah!" And the whole crew bust out laughing, and so forth, and it got put in the video. And then to add to it, I ended up editing the video, so I had to edit me being embarrassed in the video. So that was pretty funny. Number 2, video editor for final products of commercials, music videos, and short films. Now this happens when the client wants to be cheap. If they can't afford it, they will always go for the hottest, most expensive editor in town. But in my case, I always bid cheap and work with indie or small productions from foreign countries trying to get that American appeal on a budget. I did a video that was bid to a famous editor for $15,000. but I did it for 3, 5 times less than the competition. The producer saved some money, and I got to edit a music video for Will Smith. The thing with video editing is everyone's always trying to get the most for the less, or for the least amount. But, overall business is like that. But I've worked with a lot of different directors and creative people through editing. And whether it be music videos or commercials or short films or documentaries or infomercials, I've pretty much cut it all. The only thing I haven't cut a feature film yet. But when you cut a short film, it's the same basic process, just longer. It's a union between you and the creatives, whether it be the director or a producer or whatever, and it's that union of creativity and the different ideas you explore. That's just a fun process for me. I get to do a lot of things with it, and it's that puzzle piecing aspect of editing is awesome. So I definitely enjoy video editing, especially when they pay well. Number 1, directing music videos. Now this can be fun, rewarding, but usually doesn't pay enough. The reason you got the job is because you can write great treatments, you can edit music videos, the label has a new artist, the budget is super low, and an established director doesn't want to do it. So in these scenarios, they usually ask a small guy with lots of ideas if he or she wants a crack at it. In my case, I said yes, because it's practice for eventually directing movies and television, and it's short and sweet. Well, the productions are grueling, there's never enough time on set, and clients make lots of changes during the edit. But in the end, you're happy that you did it, and you're one step closer to your goals. And for me, personally, it was a great credit to have, because you eventually get really good at it, and you start to direct big talent. I want to direct movies and television. Music videos is that stepping stone. What's cool about being a music video director is you get to experiment. If you're doing a feature film and it's a lot of money on the line, you really can't experiment. If you're doing a television show, they kind of set up because you're one director directing an episode versus all the episodes. So it has a standard look, and you're just a director there to direct acting performances. So you have to stay within the cog or within the wheel that's already been established and just direct that episode. But you really can't change it up too much because they've already set the standard look and the feel. With music videos, you're experimenting with looks and feels and ideas. Now, you still got to keep it commercial. You still got to make people look cool and attractive because at the end of the day, you're selling the artist. But you get to experiment with vibes and looks and feelings and different textures of filmmaking to create this world, this little universe. So being a music video director can be a lot of fun because you get to experiment. By no means am I the all expert on the matter. This is just my opinion, the things I've been through, and I wanted to share. A friend of mine is in the Army full-time, and he does his art on his spare time. So whatever's best for you, do it. Stay focused, keep striving. Later, Gators. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe.